While it might not be box office viewing, we should all pay close attention to the Scottish Conservative leadership contest. Uncharitable souls might ask why it matters. For all the overblown rhetoric about a so-called Tory revival in Scotland, whoever emerges victorious is unlikely to become our next First Minister. Boris Johnson now has a hefty parliamentary majority, one outside of Scotland and in spite of Scotland. He therefore has no reason to woo or even pay much attention to the next Scottish Tory leader. Johnson has made clear since the general election that he will focus on courting and retaining the Red Wall former Labour seats that his party won. The reason why the outcome of the contest matters more than we might think lies in one of the Scottish Party's only policies. The limited electoral success they have enjoyed since 2014 has been squarely down to their harnessing of the unionist vote. Their opposition to Uncharitable 2 was front and centre during the general election campaign and will be again during the Holyrood election. At the weekend, Scottish Secretary Alistair Jack said that Boris Johnson would shortly be responding to Nicola Sturgeon's request for a Section 30 order to hold Uncharitable 2. The Prime Minister is certain to refuse permission for another referendum. All eyes will then be on the First Minister to see what her next move is. While it is unlikely that we will be heading back to the polls to vote on Scottish independence this year, many think Uncharitable 2 is inevitable. Whoever is chosen as Scottish Tory leader will play a key role in any future campaign. Boris Johnson's approval ratings in Scotland are woeful. Most people would struggle to pick Scottish Labour leader Richard Leonard out of a lineup. Any Scottish Tory leader will be central to the future No campaign, out of necessity more than anything else. After all the big players in the 2014 Better Together campaign have long since exited the political stage and everything has changed since then. David Cameron, Nick Clegg and Ed Miliband were experienced politicians that worked in harmony. Let's say for argument's sake that their Uncharitable 2 counterparts comprise of Boris Johnson, Labour's Keir Starmer and the Lib Dem Ed Davey. Could that trio really put the bitterness over Brexit to one side and unify in a simple pro-union message? If Better Together decided to get the band back together and wheel out their 2014 squad, they would run the risk of appearing like they have nothing new to say on the union and nobody new to say it on their behalf. Contrast that with the Yes movement, which has grown and organised itself into a strong campaigning force since 2014. It has a wealth of new talent and experienced operators to draw from and, in Nicola Sturgeon, one of the most well-known politicians in the UK. Last weekend. For more on this story, visit the news article link.